The leaders of the U.S., Japan, the Philippines gathered in the White House to counter China and its increasing pressure in the South China Sea. And China is pushing back. In fact, today, this morning, we learned that the Chinese Coast Guard is conducting a patrol near the disputed Diaoyu or the Senkaku Islands, this according to state-run media. On Thursday, the U.S. President Joe Biden, he hosted the Japanese Prime Minister and the President of the Philippines in this White House summit. And Biden said that U.S. defense commitments to both countries are ironclad. Listen to this.
The United States defense commitments to Japan and to the Philippines are ironclad. They're ironclad. As I've said before, any attack on Philippine aircraft, vessels, or armed forces in the South China Sea would invoke our mutual defense treaty.
Okay, he made reference to the Mutual Defense Treaty between the U.S. and the Philippines that dates back to 1951. It says both sides would help defend each other if either were attacked. Now, on Thursday, the three nations announced plans to bolster the Philippines with new investment and infrastructure projects in the following. Let's bring up the graphic for you. In ports, in rail, including a new rail and shipping corridor for the Philippines, in clean energy, in semiconductor supply chains, also in wireless communications. Now, the three nations also pledged to deepen cooperation in humanitarian assistance and disaster response. Now, also on Thursday, we'd heard from the Japanese Prime Minister. He addressed Congress. He called China the greatest strategic challenge, and China has pushed back. It criticized Japan and the U.S. for ratcheting up tensions. On Thursday, this is what we heard from the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mao Ning said this, quote, U.S.-Japan relations should not target other countries, harm their interests, or undermine regional peace and stability. China firmly opposes the Cold War mentality and small group politics, unquote. And she also added that China's actions at sea are, quote, in full compliance with international law. Look, Japan has a dispute with China over islands in the East China Sea. The Philippines has had several tense encounters, especially in the last month, with China in the South China Sea. In fact, last month, a CNN team, including Ivan Watson, witnessed that confrontation while on embed with the Philippines Coast Guard. So China's provocative moves have resulted to this moment. It has drawn regional allies closer together and, as seen at the White House on Thursday, closer to the United States. Back to you.
Kristie, thank you. Kristie Lu Stout live for us in Hong Kong.